Tiếp theo, chúng ta sẽ đến với phiên Beyond Code Human in Tech và Web3 Leadership. Khi mà nhắc tới sự kiện này là mình nhớ cái thời còn làm ở bên Human Tech Maker, một trong những sự kiện mà dành cho các nhà lập trình viên nữ rất là xuất sắc và nổi tiếng. Thì vì sao cái sự kiện hôm nay lại quan trọng? Vì vai trò của nữ lãnh đạo về địa hình, định hình và đổi mới, về chiều sâu và sự bền vững là sẽ là như thế nào. Thì sẽ xin trân trọng giới thiệu các diễn giả Quinn Giang, chị Anh Lê, chị Nicole Nguyen và điều phối Alice Truong. Thank you for the two speakers and moderator of previous panel. Up next, we had the panel Beyond Code Human in Tech and Web Leadership. So, please welcome our panelists Quinn Giang, Anh Lê, Nicole Nguyen and moderator Alice Truong.
All right, thank you for staying back here. If you are still around, I know it's a little bit late already, but we are going to cover many interesting topics around negotiation skills, blending in, and also setting up your boundaries and priorities in your work and life. So hopefully that is interesting for you and giving you some value as well, from the woman's perspective, of course. I'm very honored to be here with you all ladies today. We are all amazing women in Vietnam and in Web3 as well. Maybe let's do a very quick introduction about yourself. I know that people already know who you are. Maybe let's just talk about yourself and highlight one of your most specialized skills. Start with you, Quinn. 1 minute, please.
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Quinn Giang. I'm the founder of Suchi Blockchain Hub and also EthVietnam. One skill, I think that for me is just be consistent and not really give up. Maybe one of the things that the highlight.
Definitely. You can look at this event going on. And yes, next, Anh.
So I'm a little bit nervous because this is actually my first stage. So my name is Anh. I'm the founder of Source Lab. So we are the marketing partner based in Hanoi. We focus on storytelling, content creation, and also support some of the global projects who want to break into the Vietnam market. So one of specialized skill, I know it is a specialized skill, but it's one of the skills that I love most. It's actually the storytelling. So I love the process of storytelling. It's not just about content, but it's about finding the hidden gem, the pieces that people don't see it yet, and turn it into the narrative that everyone buy into your vision, and also find the right channel to distribute it to the right people at the right time. So I really love that kind of strategic and creative process.
Thank you so much. Those organization skills and storytelling is very important.
Xin chào everyone. Welcome to Vietnam, and I hope you're having a great time at EthVietnam. And kudos to Quinn as well, for doing this. I think 4 years in a row. Is an amazing job that you are doing with community building here. And I'm a fellow community builder, so I'm running APAC DAO, and we are running a Web3 community in Asia. We've got over 3,000 members, mostly builders. So we work with a lot of the different foundations like Ripple, Story Protocol, also Base, EigenLayer, and quite a few companies who are interested in Asia. So I would say my specialized skill is that, Quinn has already took it never give it up. I think resilience. So, we were here in the scene almost at the same time. So we've been running events from big to small. We've seen it all from an empty room to a crowded room. So we've been through all of these stages. And I think that with the community building, it actually encompasses quite a few different skills. Basically, you have to be very accommodating and at the same time being very focused and as well as being very targeted in what you are doing. So I think that's definitely like different skill set for you to be able to stay here and, you know, for a longer term, which is very important. And definitely thank you all to the ladies, especially the men who have been staying here in this room to support the panel.
Wow, that's really amazing. I mean, I'm very shy sitting right here next to all of you ladies because you are all doing amazing things. So talking about amazing things, I actually know Queen a very long time ago. We work in a different industry, to be honest. A very, 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 like, totally, completely different industries. So Queen, tell me about, look, you have done many things in many different industries, but what was the boldest career move that you made that you are very proud of? And also, what was the biggest lesson that you can share with the audience here?
Oh, wow, this is a great question. I even question myself a lot about this because, you know, like if ever like I work in different company before crypto, I always like receive 3 questions from the company. Number 1, why you keep changing the industry? Second, like why you also like doing the leader position without the experience before? And the third is like also like what is your real passion? You know, so that is also like even when I was way much younger, I'm still young though, but like long time ago. So I even questioned myself what I really want to achieve and also like want to do. So like even like I remember I met you during the time that we work in hospitality.
Yes.
So I was a PR manager.
Completely different from hospitality jumping into like Web3.
Exactly. But you know what? Even before that, I worked for auditing, Ernst & Young. Then PR manager, and then I studied abroad for investment and risk management. Then came back, I worked in fashion retail. Even like was working for luxury brands and also like massive brand like H&M, one of the pioneer team, put the flagship store here, was a CFO for H&M, totally different also. Then after that, I did like, you know, investment overseas. So helping Vietnamese like, you know, to invest globally. Until the moment that I found about Web3. So I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, it's not really for me about the industry at that time, but it's more about the business because I want to learn the different angle of the business and I want to do my own thing. And also I want to set the culture, I want to choose a partner that I work with, to choose the thing that I believe in. But until with the Web3, I see that, wow, this is great because I see that the mindset of the people in Web3 totally different, very, very open-minded. And so like no limitation and also very, very collaborative. And that's what I love. And actually it's about human. So it's not about the industry, but it's all about like, you know, human that, you know, working with together. And I believe in also like with that kind of mindset, whatever we do, whatever we want to build, we also can do great things. Yeah.
So you said it and you lived it. You never give up. That's a good thing. Even when you change different industries, that's the mindset that you carry with you, and we really admire you for that. Talking about fashion, actually, Miss Nicole here actually own a fashion brand as well. So tell us about your biggest move in your career, and what was your lesson?
So I actually made, I think, two big moves, in and out, and then out and in with crypto. So started with my bikini brand. So I actually owned a bikini brand before. It's called Bikini Passport. So if you're in Vietnam, and then if you aspire to be like the Miss World Vietnam or something, you should check it out because the brand's pretty popular among all of these like beauty pageants community. I actually sold it like 10 years ago, I think, like around 8 to 9 years ago. And then I've experienced so many other jobs. I dove in Web3 without knowing what it is. After a couple of years, I hopped out, I think maybe during the DeFi summer, which is definitely one of the biggest mistakes that I've ever made. And then I kind of, you know, moved right back in. I hopped right in back then. So I was thinking about, I don't know, after Web3, I switched back to doing works for an NGO. So I wanted to change the world from a different perspective, maybe not by, like working 24/7 per day and, doing all of these community kind of moderation. So I just kind of decided that I want to work in NGO. I want to do consulting work. I want to talk with different stakeholders. That didn't resonate with me very well.
Yeah, but you didn't give up as well. So
I didn't. And then I was kind of, maybe this 6 month, 1 year is a good probation for me just to understand what I really want. And I think I want something that is more impactful, that is more visual, and definitely that concerns more people who share the same mindset with me. So that's the reason why I hopped back into Web3. And I have been staying here ever since. I don't think I would change to another industry, but I think that I'm expecting everyone to come to Web3 at some point. So the lesson, everything has its timing, and I guess no decision is too bad at that time. If I didn't hop out during that DeFi summer, I might not be able to have more conviction in what I'm doing right now. So maybe that's the biggest lesson that I have.
very inspiring. And Anh, I know that you are very fresh in Web3 as well, but we would love to hear from you. What was, I mean, you have made many bold moves as well in your life. Like you got funding from Dragonfly Capital, yes, which is amazing. It's not an easy job. So tell us about your bold career move and also your lessons that you would like to share.
Okay, so first of all, I think you missed one thing that I'm also doing the fashion thing. So it's not just Nicole or Quinn. I also got like a fashion startup. So when I graduated from university, my first startup was actually also about the fashion. But it's more about like the fashion AI. So back then, the AI is not that you see right now. So I came up with the idea of doing the fashion virtual try-on for the Japanese market. And I also got some kind of funding from some angel investor, also here in Vietnam and also in Japan. So for me, since when I was a student, I'm always be into the entrepreneurship. Like I always want to found a company. I don't want to work in a company. I wanna be a founder. I wanna, like have a lot of ideas, and I wanna founding my own company, have my own team, playing my own rules. So that's something that stick with me since the first day of my career path. But of course, like in entrepreneurship, you have to be ready to be for the failure. Like I found a lot of company. I got funding from the VC, from angel investor, but then my startup still failed. We failed to shape the product to the market. We failed to find the product market fit. We failed to to grow the user base. So every time when I failed my startup, my parents always wanted me to go back to a traditional path, like finding a job, climbing the career path like everyone else. But then I think for me the biggest, not the biggest, but the boldest move in my life is also the time that I decided to quit my stable job again to go back to the Web3 space. And that was actually the time that so I met my co-founder. We decided to co-found a DeFi protocol back in 2021. We fundraised successfully, and even though that startup, because we listed during the bear market, so it wasn't the successful launch. But then I got a lot of lessons from my ex co-founder and also from the partner, from the investor we work with. And again, and again, right now for SourceLab as well, I chose to found SourceLab instead of go back to the traditional, working for a company.
So yes, all of you have the same characteristic, which are you never give up, and also you are very resilient, right? So those are the things that I think very inspiring for the women, especially in the not only blockchain but also in fintech in general. Next question I would like to ask is a very important one. How do you blend in? It's a very high speed and heavy technologies industry, fintech and blockchain. How do you blend in and how do you negotiate everything? Especially all of you are founders and CEO of the companies. So maybe start with you, Quinn. A little bit of like secret sharing.
You ask so many difficult questions, but I like it. How to blend in? Wow, that's the good question. I remember the time that like I heard about Bitcoin the first time was 2010. When I was studying in London, and then one of my flatmates, he shared about Bitcoin, and I was like totally stupid at that time. I didn't care, you know. Until 2016, another guy came back from US, also shared about crypto, and I say, oh my God, what did I miss, you know, for the last 6 years? And I just started to dig it down more about crypto. And I see this is from the beginning at that time, especially like at that time, this man, I don't even rarely see women working in this industry at that time. Now, like especially for Vietnam, we see way much more women working in this industry, even like compared to other countries. I think that we have higher ratio for that also. And that's really, I'm very happy with that. But how to plan in? I think that like especially for Vietnam, we even have the parent generation that, you know, parents always see, hey, if you're a boy, study IT, right? Hey, you're a girl, like be, you know, a housewife or a teacher or something like that. Find a good job and get married. So even my parents, they are teachers, right? And they told me like, why you need to choose number one to be a startup founder? It's so difficult. Second, that like why you need to work in, you know, crypto. At that time, even like way much more skeptical about it. So for me, my question is not about how to blend in. It's just like I keep believe in it. Like in the philosophy of decentralized, about the philosophy of like, you know, all what we're doing. And I see the future of Vietnam with all of the potential from developers, user, and also like a lot of that from that. And at that time, I even didn't know what is the goal and how far I can go with it, right? So I just keep in doing. So I even didn't know how I can blend in. I think that there's so many difficult story challenges that from the beginning. I think that all of you also like, we can talk about this like days and days, but yeah, just keep doing. And until I think that the action, the work, let's talk better than whatever we say.
So I think to summarize, I think you do trust yourself. You trust in yourself and you think that you can do it. So that's what I can learn from what you just shared with us. Yeah. And then Anh, how do you blend into this industry? Especially when you are running the agency by yourself. All female-led agency.
So I mean, for me, I kind of like I totally agree with Quinn. And the most important thing is just really believe in what you are doing and trust that okay, you belong here. You can do it and be open-minded, like for yourself. Like even some of you are newbie in the Web3 space, and I know it's hard. Every single day you have to wake up and like a new viral meme, or kind of a new narrative. So just be open-minded for yourself. Like, okay, I'm a new person. I want to learn. So not just build, and also about negotiation skills. So for me, negotiation is not just like you're trying to winning the deals, but like more about like building the alignment, the trust. Not just about a partnership, and also about a friendship. So make friends in the space and learn from each other, and and grow every single day.
Awesome. Miss Nicole, I have a different question for you though. Not blending in. I know you blend in very well. I have a question about negotiation skill. We all know that you are an amazing woman. You got so many different projects coming into Vietnam, and it is super hard job. You had to negotiate with the local authorities, and also you have to convince the foreign project as well. So share with us one of your success stories in your negotiations that make you very proud, and like how did you feel about it, and why did you make that move?
Okay. I mean, if we talk about negotiation, maybe Alice is the better one, but then I will try to take the stage and, kind of try to deliver my best answer. I think the thing with negotiation skill, it actually happens, the battle does start even before the whole negotiation. So what I mean by that is that I think the secret to being good at negotiation is that I think number one, as Alice mentioned, she already foreseen, what's going to happen on the negotiation table. But I think it's very important to build the pipeline like long before you actually see the leads and the final kind of clients. So one of the case that I did before, I think it was with Ripple. They were launching like an initiative with Ripple X, or their layer 1 chain in Vietnam is called XRPL. Actually, all of the negotiation starts, I think, 3 months before the whole conversation, the whole campaign. We had a very, very slim chance of winning that kind of deal, because basically, Ripple is very corporate. They're looking for like a very kind of structured sort of community building services. And they're also very skeptical about Vietnam, and they look at all of the numbers, the metrics, etc. And then they will be like, we would definitely want to go with a more mature fintech community or market. And I mean, Vietnam does not rank that high in terms of, I would say, fintech maturity market, in that, in terms of regulatory framework or the quality or the volume or the valuation of the fintech startups. So back then, I mean, we had to really kind of pave the way. We really have to paint the picture for them to actually see what's going to happen in 4 months and even what's going to happen after that. So we were kind of building the pipeline before, definitely jump on the opportunity. But I think number one is that you have to speak with the right person. Because if you speak with the wrong person, if you don't speak their language, basically the whole negotiation is going to fail. That's number one. Number two, as I mentioned, so the pipeline, everything, it deals with so many touch points and follow-ups. So I actually was kind of feeding information about Vietnamese markets almost on a weekly or 2 times per week with a guy. So I was like, this is some of the numbers, this is the market, how it's going, better, this is the opportunity, this is the challenge, but I know that you would overcome this, and this is what you would get, if you get to that. And the last part, I think, basically, yes, we have to be corporate at some point. So, you cannot really kind of pitch Web3 person by showing up in T-shirts and, talking about the volumes. It deals with a lot of these credentials and records. And I think luckily we have been planning for that for 2 or 3 years before. So basically, with the community building record, I burned my own money to build a community. And I think after 3 years, and this is where I can actually kind of capitalize on it.
So pretty much you had to gym up your brain, prepare in advance, and know the right gatekeeper and ask the right questions. Right. Very, very good, very inspiring. I know the time is up, but okay, last question for all of you is, can you please, very traditional one, can you please give us one line of advice to all of the audience here who would like to jump, let's say, from Web 2 to Web 3, or to get to know more about Web 3? Like, what would be your advice? Yeah, I can start with Anh.
Sure. So I think one-liner advice I can give for especially women is that don't focus too much on what you like, but instead finding what you're super strong at, turn it into your superpower, and make it so good that no one can ignore you. Yeah.
Miss Nicole?
Okay, one-liner, so much pressure. I would say, yeah, I've mentioned this so much before, inclusion, diversity, and curiosity. Yeah, that's the 3 keywords that I would like to share with everyone.
One-liner. Well, I think that for me, maybe this is for myself, right? I really think that, before I do anything, I just really think that what I can give to others, even with partners, with community, what I can contribute, what I can create, give something, even the little thing that, hey, I can do this, I can help you, hey, and this can support you. Or even like Nicole, right? Using your own money to build a community. That's also like giving first, So for me, it's just like give first.
Yes.
And yeah, that's.
Give first and ask later. Oh, my one-liner, because since this one is EthVietnam and it's for developer and building stuff, right? I have one-liner for all of you. There is a saying that I always follow. It is, you either doing it like one day or day one of doing something. So if you have a mindset of, okay, one day I'm gonna do it, you're never gonna do it. But you have like, okay, this is the day one of what I'm going to do today. Then you start, you fail, and you learn. Right. So thank you so much, everybody, for the attention today. We have amazing women on the stage, and we learn so much from them. We would like to maybe give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your attention, because I know this is a letter today. Thank you.
Rồi, xin cảm ơn các diễn giả và điều phối viên của phim vừa rồi ạ. Những người người chị rất là tài năng và xinh xắn ạ.